The past starts with looking forward from now. It's really thinking without bounds or limitations. If money were no object, if nothing got in the way, if life could be exactly how you wanted it to be, what would life look like and how would that feel? And what would be an image that would indicate what that is for you? And really getting at with people what it is that drives them, what makes them want to get out of bed in the morning, what is that central thing in life? If this is your dream and this is what would be a wonderful life, what are some things that are positive and possible in a defined time frame? Maybe 18 months, maybe 2 years, but what are some things that are positive and possible that you can actually make happen over that period of time? And getting really specific about what those things are. And these are things that you can actually achieve and can make happen. And at the end of doing the path, what you have is here's where you are now, here's where you want to be, here's your goals, your positive and possible for whatever length of time it is, and here's all the steps to get there. Your 1 month, your 3 months, your 12 months, and that will get you there. So you have a very detailed, very sharp, very precise plan based upon your dreams to get to where you want to go.
The first thing is to think about, are there any people who know somebody in a positive way? So that's the first thing, because both of these planning tools, Maps and Path, are tools that are meant to be group planning tools focused on one person. And you need people who know, care about, like, and love someone to be with you so that you feel safe and you feel valued. So now what we're going to do is just get you organized for doing your practice path. What we watch, what I see anyway, is that gradually what the process allows people to do, simply by paying attention to the idea of listening to one person at a time, it allows people to start to connect themselves with the thing that's at the core of what they want to do, which is really help someone. And once they see themselves connecting in a way with that one person idea, just paying attention to one person and what could I do for that, they start to shift. They start to shift their ideas about what they're doing now, not because it's bad that what they're doing now, but that it might not be accomplishing what they would like to be able to accomplish. So today, for example, I had a sense that some of the conversation is shifting from what are we doing to the fact that this would be a good thing, but right now we're not set up to do that, which leads us into the whole idea of design, which is the idea of let's start to think about what would it take to actually set ourselves up to be able to do this so that we line up our own core with the core of someone else and we're actually working in sync with it as opposed to working against it.
How do you design the supports that that person is going to get? How do you design the organizations that are going to support them? How do you design the service that's going to make that good life happen? And if we design the kind of services and institutions and things we wound up with in the past that didn't work well, why can't we think about how are we going to design what we're going to do next and design it so that it does what we want it to do?
So I want you to just talk at your table for a few minutes about the challenges you would face in trying to introduce people to the places where they could become known. How do we find little things that we can do over time? There is no such thing as a million people with Down syndrome. There's a person who has Down syndrome. Then there's nothing the same about people with Down syndrome. Just like there's nothing the same about Croatians.
Or Canadians.
Or Canadians. So it's really helping people to discover this is a person. And I understand what it feels like to be thought of as a person, to be valued as a person. And that's something that someone else would value.
What we do and what we've done this week and the last time we were here certainly was introduce some approaches to person-centered planning, but it's also about taking a look at life and what makes for a good life and what are the things that all of us care about in life and what do our lives look like and what do the lives look like of the people we work for and what are some approaches to help people have the best life they can possibly have. So it's not just about person-centered planning, because you can have the best person-centered planning tools in the world, you can have the prettiest plans, but unless you do that other piece where you actually connect with people, build trust with people, help them explore what's important and move forward with their life, all you have is a pretty piece of paper.